Rach, I just can't believe that you made the decision to get such an incredible haircut between those two videos. Because that moment was just, you look incredible.
Thanks, man. It's all going to Locks of Love. So,
Excellent. Sounds great. Yeah, yeah. So next, yeah. So yeah, we already said who's happening next. It's true. Josh Groban is in the room, and he's gonna appear. Ah!
Ah! Hey,
He's
friends.
here.
Hi.
Hi, Josh,
Hey,
in the
Dave. Hey,
present moment.
Rachel.
Hi, polka
Oh my
dots.
goodness. Hi. Well, actually, it's stars. I put on my star shirt for y'all
Oh
today.
my
Put on
God! It
my Ars
is.
Nova. I had to be Ars Nova chic tonight
Yes.
in this undisclosed location in the middle of the Mediterranean. I
We
know. I have no
often
idea.
called it downtown chic, even though Ars Nova is uptown,
That's right.
inexplicably.
That's right. It has gone up, and you both look absolutely fabulous. So lovely to see your faces. Oh, it's my first smile in 9 months. Thank
So
you
happy
for
to see you,
providing
Josh.
it. Nice to see you both. Man, this is
Josh,
this is something.
this is all something. 2020 is something.
That is also something. Yes, it will go down in the history books as a thing that happened. Yes, and
Josh, I wanted to ask first, yeah, like how has your year been? Like, I feel like actually I've gotten a lot of inspiration from seeing how active it seems like you've been. Like, I've seen you've been doing all these live stream videos, and you
well,
released an album, which I loved, and it's
and
been very inspiring.
well, thanks, Dave, and vice versa. I love your piano melodies that you've been putting on Instagram. They are so beautiful, and like I love them so much, and I hope that they're, little nuggets of possible future melodies, and I don't know, but I always get to hear your work when it's in the grandest form, and just to hear you just improvise and be you at the purest form is has been great for my soul. So to that point, I've been listening to a lot of music. I've been, trying to find positivity in something that I've previously found to be kind of separating and isolating, which is like virtualness and social media and all the things that I kind of tried to resist for the longest time. I've tried to use it as a tool to keep in touch, to just cold call friends with a glass of wine. To Scott Stangland and I have been having some great kind of long
Oh,
virtual video chats, and
Amazing. For those who
yeah,
don't know, Scott was your standby
that's right.
on Broadway and played the role of Pierre
Played it
at
brilliantly.
ART. And yeah, oh,
Yeah, Scott's a,
incredible.
a beautiful human
Brother.
being, and I know I was listening a little bit to Danae, but honestly, we always try to flex gratitude every day for the friends that we have and the music we've been able to make, and especially during times like this last year, we really hold on and appreciate the years that we've had prior, that we've been able to soak in those experiences. And so, for my own comfort, I've just had so much fun, just remembering the times when we all got to be sweaty and together, and dancing around audiences, and just it seems like a lifetime ago. But I have maintained such incredible friendships with the Great Comet team. I mean, the music business in itself can be very isolating. Coming into Great Comet from a music standpoint, I was, a solo artist in a solo recording booth and a solo tour bus on a solo stage, and having the camaraderie and having the shared vulnerability of such a brilliant work, just it sticks with you. I don't know. It was my first time doing Broadway, first of many, I hope, but I think that feeling is shared by everybody that got to be a part of it. But I have been doing live streams, recording, dropped an album last week, trying to stay busy. My my brain and my anxiety can go to one of two sides. I can decide to hibernate and just like pack it in, or I can just say, just put one foot in front of the other, and hopefully you'll get somewhere. And this year, I felt like I had to move.
Hmm.
very inspiring. Yeah, it's kind of wild. I've been talking to like many friends about this, about how as a world we're going through this together, and like that instinct for hibernation is so shared by everyone that I know, and like
Yeah,
I do it too. And there'll be times when like a friend will text and I won't get back to them, for 3 weeks, and I'm like, oh god. But then I'm like, oh, but that's what all my friends are doing. Like everyone
yeah,
does. Everyone goes into these places of
yeah. When
hibernation.
that happens to me, I call it the ghosted quartet. It's really, I feel really, it's a very specific brand of. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. It's and you can't juggle. Even seemingly small things when they pile up on your plate during
Hmm.
times like this, your bandwidth runs out. And so I've just been telling people who, especially creative souls that are, we're all kind of sensitive and need to feel vital and need to feel like we're in it, to just not be hard on yourself. Just take it day by day and just like find the little accomplishments. Don't be a hero. Just find little things that you can do. Write a new melody, or just take a walk, cook something with a new ingredient, and then call it a day. Call it a day, because this is weird. And then there's going to be this amazing renaissance, I'm sure of it, when all of this finally, when we're able to go and explode with that love again of what we miss, it will happen, and I can't wait to be there when it does. Dave, are you writing a lot? Rachel, are you plotting? Are you planning? What's next? What are we gonna do?
I've become a master of Keynote. Actually, that's been my just working on different, like actually building out visual decks for a whole bunch of projects that I've like long wanted to see and manifest, but haven't had the space to do so. So, so film, television, certainly some theater stuff. Lempicka is still churning.
Sure.
But yeah, I feel also the hibernate that you guys are talking about too. It's been actually,
it's been incredible to see. Yeah, well, exactly. Some lights at the end of the tunnel. I feel like we're in a really difficult slog right now with a whole lot of light at the end, it seems like, which is sometimes the hardest, darkest before the dawn. But I've been so inspired just seeing how the theater community has adapted to continue to breathe. Watching, college productions doing Zoom plays and all of these other ways of doing it. The fact that we're even doing this is a 24-hour, telethon.
Yeah, for Ars Nova.
A modest telethon. Ars Nova says, we can't do our in person, so let's go a whole day.
Yeah.
I love it.
Modest. Ars Nova is known for modesty, gosh.
Jack, when you said that about so you asked about, right, like I am like technically working on 3 different shows. One is a secret thing with Rachel, which we're both really excited about, but we can't talk about. And then another thing is a secret thing in London, which I'm also really excited about and can't talk about. And the third is like my weird like quarantine musical about depression and loneliness, trying out something new.
I will cattle call for that audition.
But what I wanted to say was what you said about like going to the park. Like, I feel like some of my best days in this year have been like a day where I just like went to the park and like read a book and then like totally came home and like cooked a new meal and just being like, oh, like this is artistic too. Like I'm like living my best life by being out in nature and looking at the sky and smelling flowers and listening to birds. And like, this is an artistic moment too, which feels very Tolstoyan as well. But
back on Comet.
Sorry, but I actually had a segue. I had a segue from that.
He's going to stick the landing.
I'm going to stick the landing. But it does make me long for, as you were saying, those days of being in those sweaty rooms together. And I actually wanted to ask you about how you first came to Comet, because I know that you first came to the show just as an audience member, but I actually don't know how you even heard about the show.
I heard about the show from a publicist friend of mine who was my publicist for many, many years, an amazing publicist named Liz Rosenberg in New York. And she, like me, she loves theater and she loves finding great off-Broadway and off-Broadway theater. And she just said, just don't ask questions. I'm not going to tell you anything about this. Come hungry, come thirsty, and come in with an open mind. And I said, yes, absolutely. This sounds great. And I remember, sitting at the table and just having vodka and watching, just knowing, first of all, the ambiance was just so incredible. I think Lauren Zachrin was dancing on our tables. Like it was just like, what is going on? This is incredible. And then the music, because oftentimes, you'll go to something and you'll be immersed in the experience, and then that'll kind of be the thing. And then, but Dave, hearing your score for the first time and hearing what you did with this story, and it excited me so greatly. I walked out of that tent, as so many people I know did, and Rachel, the way that you you know, brought that space to life, because what an odd environment that was. And I'm sure, you know, we were able to control people a little more when we were at the Imperial, but in a situation like that where people were really eating and drinking and, it's,
Less forced, more control on Broadway.
Absolutely. But I walked out of there feeling like, and I took, I went backstage, took a group photo with you, Rachel, and the cast,
I
and
have it.
I have it framed too, and I just had it in my brain, tweeted about it, and just said this is one of the most unique and exciting things I've ever experienced in theater. Listened to the cast recording, over and over again, and I saw a blurb on a blog, a blog blurb saying, Great Comet is thinking of toying with the idea of possibly, reviving or maybe going to Broadway. And so, I reached out, and there was kind of a mutual reach out from what I discovered, which is that apparently I was on a short list of people that were being considered, and it culminated in Dave and Rachel and you and I getting a drink, talking about the show, talking about the character, talking about how from that drink to, if we were ever to find ourselves onto an opening night, how we could do it as organically and naturally and inventively as possible. And it just, there are so many square pegs you want to pound into a round hole, these days. This one was round from the beginning. It is late, so it was great.
I'm with
the
you.
rest is history.
Yeah, you were a perfect fit. Everything about, from your humor to your shyness, which, you can seem so easy. So many don't necessarily know what a blushing flower you are.
Really
And it was perfect. And you were heartbreaking as Pierre.
Well, and it was
so
such a blessing.
Grateful for you having me. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I think it was such a blessing too, like just the kismet of how it was everyone's Broadway debut. You know, how we were all, none of us knew what we were getting into, and like I really felt that from you, and I know you felt that from us, and I think we were all like had each other's back in such a beautiful way.
I was desperately in need of being scared again, and to share that best possible fear with so many other people, was just such a recharge for me, and set my bar very, very high. I mean, to be spoiled by that the entire growth and explosion of creativity that happened from that, I am very spoiled from that, for sure.
I hope we all get to hold hands and jump again, both proverbially and literally, in the new year.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah. But I Ars Nova has been at the forefront, as you know, of just, taking those risks, getting scared right along with us, and providing a safety net for people that want to take risks, and to have done this with you, and then to have gotten to know the incredible team at Ars in the process, and to feel very much a part of their family going forward, is a beautiful thing. So I'm very, very excited to be here to support from my bedroom in Los Angeles.
Well, love and thank you, Josh, for joining us.
So good to see you, Josh.
And you too, guys.
Yeah.
And Danae, and I'm going to keep watching.
Yeah, we're going to bring this block home.
We're going to bring it home. We have 7 minutes to bring it home.
Before we do so, actually, Dave, you recorded something quite special that I personally am very excited to see and hear again. And it is a song that you wrote.
Yes, I wrote it. So we're going to close out the block with a little bonus song. So after Great Comet, obviously Great Comet is just a little 70-page slice of War and Peace, and there's so much other good stuff in the book. And we kind of always joked about, well, not joked, but just kind of thought about it'd be so fun to check in on Natasha and Pierre 7 years later, and like after they're married. Spoilers, they do in fact get married. And so this is a song I wrote that is called Epilogue. And it is based on the first, War and Peace famously has 2 epilogues. So this is based on the first epilogue. The second epilogue is basically Tolstoy just making fun of Napoleon for like 100 pages. But I wrote this song for a gala at New York Theater Workshop earlier this year that was honoring Rachel. And I knew that Rachel loved this idea of this song. So I wrote the song for her. And now we have a little video of me singing that song.